Hey, what's up everyone? Hope you're having a fantastic start to 2016 and things are going well. This is going to be my new Q&A kind of series where you can ask me any different questions about photography, cameras, lenses, what it's like to be a YouTuber, personal life, pretty much anything. So let's get started. I'll try and keep these questions relatively short and answer as many as I can. So to start off with, we've got Ernest here asking, what's my standard setup for my videos? So the camera that I'm using at the moment is a Canon 70D. And I'm also using a Sigma 30mm f1.4. I'm thinking about upgrading the lens. I've actually been using this one for around about 3 or 4 years now, and for the last 2 years of making my videos. It works really well, but there might be another lens that I'm looking to get. Kai writes, I got the Canon 70D a couple of months ago and I've got some issues with it. Did I encounter any problems with my 70D? Now, I haven't had any problems whatsoever with my Canon 70D. I have read online that there were some autofocus issues with the center point autofocus. But for me, it's been working fantastically and I can highly recommend that camera. So next up, Dewash writes, what kind of lens is best for low aperture? So I'm guessing you kind of mean wide aperture, but anything with an aperture of f1.8 or f1.4 is going to be fantastic, and it's really going to depend on what kind of photography that you want to do. I really like a kind of a normal kind of view, so on a crop sensor body, that'd be around about 30mm. And on a full frame, that would be around about 50mm. So check out the Nifty 50. A lot of people like that one, and it's a really cheap way of getting into a wide aperture lens. Mahim writes, 50mm f1.8 and 24mm f2.8 for the Canon 70D. Is that a good choice? I'm mostly going to be shooting portraits. If you're going to be shooting portraits, I'd definitely be going for the 50-1.8. The 24 2.8 is a really good lens, and it's got a fantastic STM autofocus system. But 50-1.8 on a crop censored body like the Canon 70D, it's going to be around about 80mm, which is a really nice focal length for portraits. David writes, hey Chris, really enjoy your videos. Just a simple question, what audio setup would you suggest for a startup YouTuber? Well, I'll actually do a full video on this. I'm actually going to do a full video on all of the different things that I recommend for starting out on YouTube. But get a lavalier microphone. A lot of people will generally go for something like the Rode VideoMic Pro, which is a shotgun mic. For me, I've always used lavalier microphones, and you can get some really cheap wired lavalier microphones from the likes of like Audio-Technica and Rode. So maybe look at the SmartLav Plus, and then you can just plug that into your camera, and that's pretty good. Next up, Ahmed writes, hey Chris, well done bro, I've been watching your videos, you're a professional speaker. I've got one question, please advise between the 18-135 from Canon and the 70-300 Tamron, which one's got better quality? So they're kind of different lenses there. You've got the 18-135, which is going to be really good for all-round travel. I've got one here and I really love this lens. Versus the 70-300 from Tamron. Tamron make pretty good lenses. I wouldn't say they're as good as Canon generally, but it's going to be a completely different lens either way. 70-300 is a really long focal length. So be fantastic for wildlife photography, sports photography, whereas the 18-135 is going to be good for pretty much getting wide angle, and you're getting a medium telephoto lens. So I like the 18-135, great lens. So Bart writes, hey man, keep up the vids. Just wondering if you know much about fisheye lenses, and maybe you can even try one out. Anyway, keep it up. Thanks Bart. Yeah, I know a fair bit about fisheye lenses and I don't particularly like them. They've got their place. I mean, I know a lot of skaters use fisheye lenses to get kind of everything in the frame. But there are some really good wide angle lenses that are super wide these days, even on crop bodies, like the 10-18mm STM from Canon. That's a really cheap lens and you're going to be getting a lot in the frame anyway. So I'd rather use something like a really wide angle lens rather than a fisheye lens. So last but not least, Marco writes, hey Chris, greetings from Mexico. I want to ask you, I shoot with the 70D, but I want to upgrade to a full frame body. Should I go the 5D or the 6D? So they're both really good cameras and they both get that lovely full frame sensor. If you're going to be just shooting photos, I'd go for the 6D, but if you want to be shooting video and photos, I'd probably go for the 5D. You could even get a 5D Mark II if you want, but if you've got a little bit more money, go for the 5D Mark III because it's a fantastic camera. So there you go guys, I kind of wanted to keep that short and sweet and try and get more questions in than ramble on with too many long questions. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll hopefully be making a few more of these videos soon. If you did like it, I'd love it if you leave a thumbs up because that's always appreciated. I hope you have a fantastic day. See you guys.